we are. All right. And if you want to flip on your cameras, great. If you want to stay mysterious and anonymous, that's okay too. You can remain mysterious and anonymous. So you guys probably saw in the Facebook group that we have some ground rules for these bonus office hours Q&A calls. It's just pretty simple. It's meant to maximize the value of the call for everybody. So if you have something that is directly answered in the course, I will point you there as opposed to rehash and repeat what's already in the portal for you. And also, let me put this on mute just so we have any strange background noise, airports, dogs, cats, coughing, laser printers, hotel lobbies, all of that. And then you guys can obviously unmute to ask your question. So if something's directly answered in the course, I will point you to the appropriate spot in the course. When you're asking a question, depending on where you are in the modules, feel free to reference, hey, I've got a question about module 4. We talk about prospecting. Got a question about module 6, about the sales outreach, whatever it is. That would be helpful just in setting the context of your question. And then also, I like avoiding the special snowflake questions. So the special snowflake questions is that you ask a question that is so specific and so particular to your particular business, your particular niche, your particular situation that nobody else can get any value from it whatsoever. So what that simply means is try and ask your question, even though it's your specific question, ask it in a way that perhaps sets the context where some other folks might be able to apply those same principles or practices or answer, as opposed to asking really kind of bizarre, out of left field, total one-of-a-kind, special snowflake questions. So having said that, feel free to unmute as you are so inspired. And who's got the first question? This being a bonus office hours Q&A call, you bring the Q, I bring the A. So who'd like to go first? Okay, Q&A call's over. So thanks, guys. This was great. Just kidding. Feel free to unmute yourselves. You guys can navigate around, find the unmute. There's also a chat, of course. So in case you're not sure about that, this is the chat window. You can click on that. When that starts to blink, you'll see there's a chat window. So Justin says, I've been out of the loop for a while and I'm just getting back into it. Okay. So it sounds like no imminent question, but my question for Justin is, do not lose your password into the portal. Get in there, stay in there, marinate in there. I can't tell you, just as you're thinking about your first couple of questions, the number of people that have gone through the program, and then sometimes even months or years later, and they say, been away from the modules for 6 months or 3 months. I went back in there and oh my God, it's like a completely different program. Or that you looked at something and you said, that's exactly what, I swear that wasn't in there 6 months ago. I swear that wasn't in there 3 months ago. Because you know what? 6 months ago or 3 months ago or whenever, you didn't need it. You didn't need it. You weren't looking for it, so you didn't see it. But it's that exact strategy, that exact template, that exact tool, that exact script that for where you are now, we're just letting Woofy the Wonder Dog out. For where you are now, that's the exact right thing at the exact right time. And so, anytime someone has a question or puts something in the Facebook group or, is confused about something, I always like to ask, I say, well, when's the last time you were actually in the course? When's the last time that you actually watched or listened or read or downloaded that template or that tool or that script? They go, I didn't know that template was in there. I didn't know that script was in there. Oh, you mean the asking for air and the interview strategy and the email outreach and the LinkedIn message and the referral blurb and yes, 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 and yes. So there you go. There you go. Joe says, no imminent question on this end either. My first time on the Q&A, re-emerging from being focused on developing a new program for the past year. That sounds good. So welcome out from under the rock. Christina's here. Awesome. Christina's in our super duper program. All of you guys need to be in that same program with Christine because it's just so fabulously awesome. She's in our Speaker Profit Formula Mentoring program. So this is like bonus time, my friend. We've already talked twice this week. We're already in the Speaker Profit Formula Facebook group, but do you have a question?
Well, I didn't know, David, if your module 5, if what you're talking about today is the module 5 from the Speaker Formula.
It's not, no, well, it's, we can talk about anything.
Okay, so the question was then in module 5, you talked about the web rules on the road and value items that, my question was the value items that would be beneficial to share with our audience.
Okay.
You have a lot of great information on yours, and I know you've talked about give them something free, and I see people who write ebooks and various things like that, and not having anything complimentary or free downloads yet. I'd like to be able to focus strategically what to develop from your recommendation of those value items.
So, I mean, this really depends. It's a great question. And obviously, this isn't just about speaking. This is about being any sort of expert, consultant, coach, trainer, thought-leading professional. The first question I ask is, for your specific target market, what are they more likely to consume? So what are their preferences? Do they like to read? Do they like to watch? Do they like to listen? So I'll give you a quick example of some of the thinking and some of the research that might help you make that decision. If I were marketing something to, let's say, the education market, right? School superintendents, principals, teachers, people like that. I know that they don't have a lot of time during the day. So if I say, hey, yeah, here's like a 1-hour webinar, here's a 1-hour video, here's a 1-hour audio podcast to listen to, they're probably not going to do that. If I give them a 1-page cheat sheet that they can print, they can throw in their briefcase, and they can go, they will love that. Now, compare that with, let's say I'm marketing something or selling something to salespeople, or I'm a sales trainer. I've got a program that might be relevant to sales professionals and sales executives. Sales executives, almost always short attention span, hate to read, right? But they've got lots of time. They've got lots of time in cars, lots of time in airports, lots of time in airplanes, lots of time with their computer. So there, I might give them a 30-minute audio or a podcast or a video to watch, because if they're on a 6-hour flight from New York to Los Angeles, they're going to load that puppy on the laptop. They're going to hit play. They're going to watch it. If they're driving across town and they're in traffic for 45 minutes, they will pop in their iPod. They will listen to that audio. They will even maybe watch, or hopefully not watch, but listen at least to the video. They'll be very mobile, right? They'll be very mobile. Third example might be if you're dealing with CEOs, right? CEOs and high-level executives. Again, short attention span. Look at the age demographic, right? So the older people are typically, and there's research on this from HubSpot and all kinds of other places, they're probably not going to be too hip with web video. These are going to be the people that want the hard copy. They prefer to read. They don't have time to watch. They hate watching stuff. They hate, because a CEO or a highly placed executive, the most premium value that they place is on their time. So you got to give it to them quick, you got to give it to them short, and you got to give it to them on their terms. So there it's going to be something written. It could be a 6-page report. It could be a short ebook. It could be a cheat sheet. It could be some kind of printed material, but they're never going to sit and watch an hour webinar. They're never even going to necessarily listen to an hour audio. So when you're looking at, okay, what's the content, what's the format, what's the delivery mode that I want to develop, your audience is always right. Right? And it's not what we prefer, it's what they prefer. So, for years and years, I wasn't a big believer in video because I was not a big consumer of video. And I'm still not a big consumer of video. I'm still not a big consumer of webinars. And you guys know this is all pretty funny, right? Because I do a crap ton of webinars. Why? Because my audience resonates with webinars. I do a crap ton of video. Why? Because my audience likes video. So I actually enjoy shooting the videos and doing the videos. I never watch anyone else's video. I hate video. I can't stand video. It's like, oh, watch my 30-minute video. No, I'm not going to watch your 30-minute video. That's not how I'm wired to consume information. You give me like a 20-page, juicy, meaty PDF, I am all over that puppy. I'm going to read that on the sofa. I'm going to take that upstairs to bed. I'm going to read that at my little nightstand with Woofy the Labrador next to me. I'm going to have a great time with your 20-page PDF. I will probably mark it up with a pen. Yes, gang, there's such a thing as a pen. You should go to Staples. Check them out. They're cool. It's a pen. It's a highlighter. I will print it out, double-sided because I like to go green. I will staple it. Check this out. Literally staple it together, put it in a manila file folder, and then I will put that in my filing cabinet when I'm done reading it because that's where all my reference material goes. If it's really, really good, I might put it in a binder. Like with a 3-hole punch, I'll put it in a binder. Why? Because I'm 53, I'm old, I'm crotchety, and that's how I roll. I'm not going to watch your hour video, but I will love your 20-page PDF. So you have to know your people, and you have to know what kind of medium and what kind of method they're more likely to consume and more likely to resonate with. And then, of course, as far as the content, as far as the topic, just make sure that it's high relevance and high value and something that they're really going to get good mileage out of. And hopefully, last point on this, hopefully something that they're going to keep and or pass along to their team or share publicly saying, oh my God, I just downloaded this thing from Christine. Check it out. Grab your copy. This was a huge light bulb for me. And then it starts to be shared. Then it starts to be passed around. Then it starts to build some momentum. So,
I can see why you do all three then, because like my audience is small businesses, except small businesses are run by millennials or run by people in their 40s or run by people in their 50s. So the demographic is 3 range, and therefore the offer needs to be 3 range eventually. Because
it could be. That certainly could be. So, and again, there's nothing wrong with more than one, right? So why hedge your bets?
Okay, thank you.
Want it, some people want it as audio, video. Some people even use like CDs. Remember CDs? Like CDs? Like what? Who wants a CD? People want CDs. I know, me too. It's like, well, no one has a CD player in their car. I have a CD player in my car. Of course, my car is like, from 2009, so that's okay, but what can you do? So it's really about knowing your audience. Like everything else, I'll talk about this in Module 1 and Module 2. You have to really dive deep and know your audience and know not just the content and the relevance and the value of what they want, but also now the medium and the method of how they want it. Great question. Who's got the next question? What else can I answer?
I'll ask the question.
Sure.
It's been a long time, David. Okay, I got invited to participate in a private 2-hour safety kind of seminar for a large agricultural company that has international presence.
Okay.
And unfortunately, they take the low road like most, and budget very minimally. So in my investigation and pursuing, looking at what their needs are, they gave me some objectives of what they want. It's a 2-hour class. I have to drive about 4 hours one way to just north of Bakersfield. And so I asked the guy that I'm working with, okay, what's the budget for the presentation? He says it's $1,500 plus or minus, including the cost of meals and logistics, but he is open to negotiating. I asked them if they had other people in the past, what they paid them. And he said that other people have spoken for free because of the opportunity to get in front of, their safety managers, supervisors, managers, and directors, as well as operations folks. So what he's asking me to do, though, is provide there's about 5 objectives, and then provide some takeaways, links and materials related to the industry that they are in, and give them any including hands-on learning for that 2-hour session. So I haven't written my proposal yet because for me, that's about 5,000 or at least, I mean, it's 2 days of work for sure because, well, 1 day is driving, 4 hours one way, 8 hours driving, overnight stay, 2 hours presentation, prepping the materials,
I get it. There's a question in here somewhere.
Okay, that's my background.
Yes.
Well, my question is, how do I move them from 1,500 to, what I really want to make, which is the minimum, of probably 4,500 to 5,000. At least I did learn that a few months ago.
So there's a couple things going on here, and this is hugely important for everyone. The first thing that I want you to pay attention to, and I'm talking to Allison now, but you can all pay attention if you want to. But what I want to draw Allison's attention to is this sounds like they came to you.
They did.
Yeah.
They did.
So, when stray cats come to your door, do you just open the door and adopt them?
No, I'm allergic to cats.
Yeah, this is a cat you should be allergic to. This is totally a cat you should be allergic to. Like, achoo, achoo. Take out the broom and just go, So, this is about proactive versus reactive in your entire marketing mindset. We'll talk about how to unpack this one in a second, but stuff coming to you, it's like, well, I got this, I got the homeless bum knocking on the front door. I got the cat that wants to move in at the side door. I've got like the mangy raccoon who wants to come in the chimney. Yeah, so put the grate over the chimney, lock the side door, and get the mangy cat off your front porch, right? You got a pest problem is what you have now. It's not a speaking business, it's a pest problem. So my question would be, and like I said, we're going to answer your question. My question back to you first, though, is who are you proactively targeting, filtering, sorting, and qualifying as the ideal prospects and clients? Part of ideal means they have the budget. And here's another soundbite for everybody. If they don't have your budget, then they are not your client, right? If they don't have your budget, then they're not your prospect. And you have to really meditate on that. I mean, take the rest of this weekend and make like a bumper sticker, or, Don and I are going to talk about this in Philadelphia. We'll meditate on this together. If they don't have your budget, they are not your prospect. And you have to internalize that. And then all of this becomes abundantly clear. And even if you listen to what you're saying about, oh my God, got to customize the program, got to create the proposal, got to drive 6 hours there, do the program, drive 6 hours home, do the math on that, and you're making about $83 an hour. You're literally making $83 an hour. You might as well go and be, some kind of construction worker or computer programmer or garbage man in New York City. Maybe the garbage men make a little bit less. I think they're like $55, $58 an hour. It's just crazy. It's crazy. So let me ask you before we move on, that was not a rhetorical question. What does your proactive target 20 for marketing your programs to the corporations and associations and groups that you want to serve? What kind of shape is that in?
Well, I haven't done a whole lot. I spoke up till this summer locally. I haven't really done a lot of promotion because I got kind of frustrated, And to be honest with you, I spoke at this large conference where I met this man back in March. And I did some of the techniques I had learned earlier from you, where you offer some bonuses and, people for a setup of a meeting and so forth. So that I went through that, and I had an opportunity to talk with him, but he never actually, we didn't get to connect. So anyway, I am interested in this industry, and I was happy that he reached out to me. But, as far as if they don't have my budget, they aren't my prospect. The reality is I do want them to be a prospect. But the reality also is that
what you're doing. What you're doing is you're trying to make a Walmart shopper into a Nordstrom's customer.
Yeah.
And the problem is that a Walmart shopper is never going to be a Nordstrom's customer. And you have to set all of your marketing and sales and prospecting radar, and you have to look specifically for the Nordstrom customer who's going to come into the Nordstrom store with the Nordstrom's budget and buy Nordstrom's clothing and shoes and candy and have lunch there and whatever they do at Nordstrom's. So trying to convert a broke-ass prospect into a high-profit speaking client, not going to work. You know, this is like, and we talk about this in the course a little bit. You know, if you're at the BMW dealership, you're at the BMW dealership and someone comes in with like a Hyundai budget and they say, yeah, so, you know, what can I get for like 13 grand? A couple of cup holders, maybe a sunroof without a car. You really can't get anything at the BMW dealership for 13.5. Now, how concerned is that BMW general manager? How concerned is every one of those BMW salespeople that, oh no, there's a Hyundai guy and he can't afford our car. So do the BMWs suddenly get drastically reduced down to $13,500? They don't. So every day, rain or shine, happy or sad, feel like it or not, what do those BMW salespeople do? They look for BMW buyers. They don't care that a whole bunch of people can't afford their cars. They don't look, you know, they don't try and convert a Hyundai buyer into a BMW. Oh, you know, Hyundai's a pretty cheap car. You probably want a BMW. BMW is so much nicer. BMW is so much nicer. But wrong people, wrong message. And we're not in the conversion and persuasion business, guys. This is so hugely important. We're in the filtering and sorting business. We really are. You're not going to convince someone. You're not going to persuade someone. You're not going to beat someone over the head. You are literally in the filtering and sorting business. And what I like to think of this as is you're initially disqualifying, right? Before we start to qualify in, the first thing you have to do just to keep yourself sane so that you know who you are and you don't lose track of your self-worth and your market value is you need to disqualify all that low-end nonsense crap that's going to fall into your lap. Because here's the problem. As soon as you say, oh, well, they have 1,500, I'll take 1,500. And I just sent an email about this. I sent an email about this on Wednesday. Maybe you guys got it. I think you did because you're on my email list, so God bless you. You know, people say, oh, I literally had this just this week. I'm a $5,000 speaker, but I do these 4-day programs for the school district for $2,200. Doing the math on this, like 4-day program, $2,200. That's like $550 a day. Yet, in her mind, I'm a $5,000 speaker. It's like, well, no, you're a $550 a day speaker, and you got to be real. You just got to get real about yourself with this. Now, if you're a $5,000 speaker, yay, awesome. If you're a $550 speaker, yay, awesome, no problem. Where the problem is when we start to lie to ourselves. Because we start to lie to ourselves, I'm a $5,000 speaker, and then you have an opportunity like you do, and they go, really, Allison, all we have is $1,500. You go, okay. Now, what
I don't want to do that.
Right, what you're reinforcing is, I'm really a $1,500 speaker.
Yeah. I don't want to do that. It sounds like I'm better off just to say, be realistic and say, okay, for these 2 days with travel and development and delivery, it's $5,000. And if they take it or leave it, basically, I have nothing to lose. I mean, frankly, I didn't think he was ever going to call me, and then he did.
Yeah.
And then they bait you. Oh, well, people be there, and there might be future business. And it's like, well, this industry, I've been baited by them for years, and I still have very low market share.
Now, listen to this. This is advanced. You guys ready for an advanced strategy? Anytime that you hear this, I have a great comeback for this. Oh, there's plenty of business here. Oh, Allison, no, you'll make a ton of money. Don, you'll make a ton of money. Pat, there's a ton of business here. You know, come in and trust me, you'll be, okay. So my good friend, Robert Bradford, has done this a lot. Robert Bradford runs the Center for Simplified Strategic Planning. His website is CSSP, Center for Simplified Strategic Planning. He got the initials, so it's CSSP.com. He says, you know, I get this a lot. And if they really believe that, because here's the deal, right? We never believe that. If we're in our hearts, we really never believe that. However, if the buyer really believes that, here's the counter proposal. Here's exactly how to present it. You say, you know, Susan, I'm sure that I will. It sounds like you're very confident that I will. And that's awesome. So let's do this. for the kind of program that we just talked about, I get paid $5,000. I get $5,000 for that talk. So you're going to pay me $5,000. And when I get spin-off business, not if, but when. When? Because Susan, I believe like you do. When I get spin-off business, I am happy to repay on a 100% basis. 100% of that $5,000 will come back to you. Anything I make above and beyond $5,000, you get a 25% commission on. So in other words, if I get $5,000 of business, I'm going to write you a check for $5,000 and I came and I spoke for you for free. If I end up getting $10,000, you will get your $5,000 back and I will write you a check for $1,000 additional dollars. So I will have gotten 10,000, 5 from you, right? And I'm sorry, you'll get your 5 back, right? And then you'll get 20% of anything above that. So in other words, you're 100% covered, right? If I get $15,000, you get your 5,000 back and you're getting 20% of that 10 grand additional. So I'll write you a check now for $7,000. So actually, Susan, you might make money on this deal because you're so confident I'm going to get spin-off business. You're so confident I'm going to get a ton of follow-up work. I got to agree with you. So let's do that. You give me 5,000. I will give you 100% up to that first 5,000 and then 20% of anything and everything above that. I could be a profit center for you, Susan. Watch how fast they cave. Watch how fast they run the other way. Go, yeah, we really can't do that. Oh, really? Because suddenly you don't think there's spin-off business? Suddenly you don't think there's awesome exposure? Suddenly you don't think I'll make a ton of money from your group? Wow, I mean, they're kind of a no-lose proposition here, Susan, unless you were lying to me. See, I don't put up with bullshit from anybody anymore. I mean, I love this business. I love you guys. I am like the world's radical BS detector. When they say, oh yeah, you'll make a ton of business, I'm like, fantastic. Why don't you put your money where your mouth is? I will give you a 100% reimbursement of the spin-off business up to my $5,000 fee. And then you'll get 20% of anything above and beyond that. I can be an instant profit center for you. Now, here's what's funny about the way Robert shares this with me, Robert Bradford. 1 out of 6 or 7 times, an association executive says, fantastic, we will take that deal. Here's your $5,000 check. And he has he's made $50,000, $100,000, because he does big consulting contracts. And he's written these associations and he's written these groups checks for $10,000, $12,000, $15,000 because that was 20% of the spinoff business. So when it works, it really works. And he says, those are the happiest checks I ever write. You know, I'll give them the $5,000. If I make $100,000 of consulting, will I write them a check for 20? You bet I will. It's cheaper than what a speakers bureau would charge. Speakers bureau would charge 30% of the speaking fee, right? So this is really win-win, but you have to have the strategy in your back pocket anytime someone uses exposure. Oh, it's good exposure. I don't want the exposure, man. I want the money. I want the dollars. It's time to stop paying my dues. It's time to stop paying bills.
That's exactly it. I don't really, and that's what he says, due to the audience being from at least 4 of our Central Valley companies, speakers at this point have waived their fees for the opportunity to be in front of this group.
Well, those other speakers are morons. So
I don't want to be in that category.
I don't want to be in that category. Right. Well, you know what? Again, you can either do a proposal right now for the full fee reimbursement plus 10% of 20% of anything above your fee, or simply shoot back a note saying, hey, Bob, could you give me the names of those 4 consultants, those 4 speakers? I'd love to ask them how much spinoff business they generated.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean,
well, he's not
take any of this crap at face value. The way that they abuse speakers and consultants and experts like us is really shameful. If this was in any other industry, it would be ridiculed and it would be made illegal immediately. If they did this in the banking industry, we'll pay the loan back whenever we kind of feel like it, but it'll be good exposure for you to give us this loan. You're going to prison, dude. You're going to prison for that. In our industry,
Right.
it's like, oh, yes, okay, no, sure, that sounds like a great idea. Do not bow down to this nonsense. It's ridiculous.
Plus, he said 40 people will be there. So, I mean, it's like $100 a person. And if I'm going to give them materials and all that value,
Oh, my
then
God,
for
this is
sure
getting
it's worth
worse
it.
and worse. I got to drive
Yeah.
6 hours. It's uphill both ways in the snow. It's 40 people. I'm like, oh, my, how could it get worse? How could it get worse?
Well, I'll just tell him if I get spin-off business, I'm happy to discount the future business up to $5,000.
Well, what I would do is I would say, listen, the fee is $5,000 or $4,500. I will give you a 100% reimbursement of that first $4,500 when I get it from all this great spin-off business that you're telling me
Yeah.
about. And I'll give you 20% of anything that comes in above the $4,500, so that this could be a moneymaker for you. I would really use that Robert Bradford strategy.
I can't give him money back, but for sure I can offer a discount on any.
No. Why not? You can give him money back.
Because he's the safety guy. He wouldn't be able to take that.
Says
he's not a. Well, I don't know.
Well, he's not paying out of his own pocket. This is either company money or association money or conference money. Whose money is it?
It's company money.
Great. So pay the company back.
Okay.
I mean, literally, let's be clear. You're asking for a $5,000 check out of the company checking account, right?
Yeah.
You're willing to reimburse that $5,000 100% dollar for dollar out of the spin-off business that you're getting. And you are happy. You're happy to give them 20% additional on top of anything on top of that. If they don't want to keep that money, they can donate it to charity. They can give it to a food bank. They can give it to Puerto Rico Relief or Hurricane Irma Relief or the Red Cross. I don't care what they do with it. But here's the deal. You're never going to see a dime of spin-off business, and you will keep their $5,000. And that's the point.
Yeah, I think that's really good. And frankly, if I don't get it, that's okay with me too.
Totally. Here's the deal, guys. And again, this is mindset for everybody. Your house, your rules. It really is. Pat's going, yes, your house, your rules, right? We conduct business the way we say we're going to conduct business, right? Your fee does not change based on their budget.
Yeah.
Right? That's another huge mantra that I want you to stamp on your forehead, please. Your fee does not change based on their budget. I'm going to lay another one on you, corollary. Them not having your fee is not your problem. Them not having your fee is their problem. When they put that monkey on your back, oh, Allison, Pat, Mariah, we don't have your fee. They want to take that monkey. They want to just put it right on your back. You go, wow, yeah, that's too bad.
See if I'm a sucker for that.
I know, we all are. We all are. I said, well, where? So here's the turnaround. Here's how to put the monkey right back on their back. Where do you think you'll find it? I'm not going to find it. Where do you think you'll find it? Well, I'm not sure we will find it. Wow, that's too bad.
Okay.
The power of silence in these conversations cannot be overestimated. It's like you say, well, where are you going to find it? And I'm literally counting like, when we get to around 10 and they're still like this, what I start doing is kind of silently in my chair. What I start doing is this. Because I got them. I just totally got them. Right? You can hear like the wheels thinking going, oh, yeah, well, okay, this isn't going the way I thought. Because usually speakers cave when I say, we don't pay speakers. It's only $1,500. You'll get a ton of exposure. And you come back with something that makes radical common sense. There's another concept for you. Radical common sense, radical rational thinking, radical business owner behavior, not speaker behavior, because most speakers are terrible business owners. You guys are not, because you're in this program. But most speakers are terrible business owners, terrible entrepreneurs. And they go, oh, okay. When they're faced with radical common sense and radical business sense, their whole logic crumbles, right? You say, well, now, how are you going to find the money, or where do you think you'll find the money? And they go, hey. You're allowed to help them, right? You take the monkey, put it back on their back, and say, oh, you got a monkey on your back again. Let me help you with that. Is there a sponsor that we could go to? So who's got the biggest ad in your trade magazine? Who usually takes the biggest booth at the conference, at the trade show, right? Who are some of your board members there at your association that would like to expand their footprint and maybe put their logo on the keynote speaker slot? And they go, oh, well, let's see. I go, we got Bob, we got Jane, we got Mark. I guess I could call them. I said, would you like to get them on a conference call? I'm happy to have a 3-way conference call. You get them on a call. I'll hop on. We'll do it on Zoom or Skype or a conference call on the phone. And let's talk about how we can help build their brand by having them sponsor the keynote. Oh, that'd be fantastic, right? So now it's not the money. You're sharing in the solution, but you're having them own the problem. So you're asking them, who are you going to call? You're going to call a big sponsor? You're going to call one of your big exhibitors? Who's got the full page ad in the program book? Who's on your board that we could talk to? So you're full of solutions, but they're owning the problem. And would you like to get on a 3-way call? Let's talk about some ways that we can really make their company look like a rock star when they sponsor this keynote. How much is it again, Allison? Well, you said you have $1,500. So my fee is $5,000. And so we're looking to make up a $3,500 sponsorship is the differential between your budget and what we need to make this work. And you make it very neutral. It's like when I say I get paid $5,000, that's a statement of fact. I don't get paid $5,000. You guys get paid $5,000. I get paid $9,500 is a factual statement. I get paid $95 for the program like we just talked about. I get $95. It's just a statement. It's like, this is my nose. These are my glasses. It's nothing fancy. These are my glasses. Right. And, for the program we talked about, I get $9,500. This chair is green. The trees are green. The paint is white. That's what it is. So that's not my problem and it's not your problem. We've got a differential here because you said you've got $1,500. My fee is whatever, $9,500. So I'm seeing this as like $8,000 needs to be made up. Super simple. We go to 2 of your sponsors, 2 of your board members, $4,000 from one, $4,000 from the other. Boom, easy, done. That's how you say it. Boom, easy, done. I want you to all write this down. Boom, it's literally 3 words. Boom, easy, done. Boom, easy, done means it's obvious. It's easy. Why are you making a big drama out of this? It's that we go to 2 of your big sponsors, 2 of your big board members, 2 of your big exhibitors, 2 of your big folks that already want to make a big footprint here. Otherwise, they wouldn't have taken up the full page ad. Otherwise, they wouldn't have the biggest booth at the conference. Otherwise, they wouldn't be the chairman of your board of directors if they weren't taking this seriously. They clearly are taking this seriously. For a company of that size, $4,000 is like in the sofa cushions. So $4,000 from one, $4,000 from the other, right? Boom, easy, done. And then silence. Boom, easy, done. And then you wait and you let that sink in. And they go, wow, yeah, Allison, I never thought of it that way. Let me get back to you on Monday and I'll see, I'll call 4 of them. And again, if they don't suggest this, you say, you know what? We're only looking for 2. We're looking for 2, $4,000, easy. Why don't you call 4? Call 4 of them, pick your 4 favorites, pick your 4 likely suspects. I'm sure you'll get 2 by Monday, maybe Tuesday. Boom, easy, done. And then, amazingly, they will go, yeah, it's like Jedi mind tricks. This is easy. This is easy. Okay, I'll call those 4 people, and let me get back to you on Tuesday. And you say, Tuesday, I've got 10 o'clock or 2:30. Which one works better for you? I'm on Eastern time here in Philly. Well, let's do 2:30 Eastern. That sounds fantastic. So then you'll get back to me, and you kind of see what came up, and I'm happy to answer any final questions or book that 3-way conference call. See, this is you owning the sales process. This is you being proactive, owning the sales process, being a business owner and not a speaker who goes, okay, yeah, whatever you say, whatever fee, whatever, I'll do 5 days for $1,600. No, you won't. No, you won't. It's $4,500. It's $7,500. It's $9,500. It's $6,500. It's whatever it needs to be. But guys, you can't be playing this game of how low can I go and, how much can you beat me up and punch me in the face and abuse me until I finally go, you know what, I'm putting on the green apron, I'm going to Starbucks and screw it. I'm putting on the green apron. I'm going to go be a Starbucks manager. I'm going to go make my $86,000 there because this speaking thing is too hard. It's hard if you make it hard, and it's easy if you make it easy. And literally, when you say to them, boom, easy, done, it makes it sound like, get with the program. Like, what's wrong with you? I do this all day long. So quick funny story, then I'll shut up and we'll get to the next question. My dentist is a bit of a comedian. So a few years ago, I had a root canal, and then on top of the root canal, of course, they do a crown. So, you do the root canal with the oral surgeon, then you go back to your dentist a week later for the crown. And so my dentist, who's always a comedian, always a crack up, I'm in the chair, right? He's doing like the Novocaine. He's doing like the needle in here. And he's leaning into my mouth and he's going, oh, root canal. No, I'm sorry. Not root canal. Crown. Oh, crown. Boy, it's been a half hour since I've done one of these. Right? It's been a half hour since I've done one of these. Meaning I do this all day long. I can do this in my sleep. It's easy. But he's leaning over, kind of mock scratching his head going, crown. Yeah, boy, it's been a half hour since I've done one of these. So this is what we need to say. Guys, it's been a half hour since I got 4,500. Boom, easy, done. What's the big drama? What's the big deal here? You should be closing these kind of deals several times a week. If you're in the game, you should be closing these several times a week, at least 3 or 4 times a month. At least 3 or 4 times a month, truly. Boom, easy, done. Magic words, magic mindset, that will make you money by itself. All right, who's got the next question? That was a way long answer, but it was a very important question and huge mindset shift for everybody.
Hey, David.
Yeah.
This is Don in Austin.
Hey, Don, good to see you. Looking forward to seeing you in Philly, hopefully.
Me too. Hey, I sent in a proposal for the NSA Innovate next year, and I really liked how they had on there, list how you're going to follow up with attendees 30, 60, 90 days.
Yeah.
And so the light bulb went off, and I put that in one of my proposal write-ups for a speaking gig I have in Chicago in 2 weeks. And they said, wow, you'll actually follow up with attendees 30, 60, 90 days. And I've already got the follow-up materials ready, a little video,
sure,
little checklist, a little download. I said, yeah. They said, well, we've never had anybody do that. I said, well, in order for the training, for the value that you're going to get from my training, I want to make sure it sticks as we go forward. And I just got an email earlier today. They want to talk about bringing me back for a full day. I'm getting a pretty good fee, $4,000 for 2 hours speech. It's a 2-hour high-level encapsulation of my full-day program, which is $7,500.
Yeah.
And now they want to bring me in for the full-day deep dive version. Just because I added that, I'll follow up with attendees 30, 60, 90 days, and I capture all their emails for the
right. Yeah, no, I love that. I mean, anything that you can add, because here's the thing, we talk about this in the course too, that what I hate is this taximeter pricing, right? 20 minutes is $1,000. An hour is $3,000. An hour and a half is $4,500. Half day is, it's like, what are you doing?
No.
Right? So it's like, I'm a big believer in pay one price, because then here's the sales conference. And we'll get to the add-on stuff with the 30, 60, 90, because that's brilliant. But I say, listen, I'm there all day. So when you pay me $9,500, I'll do the keynote in the morning. I'll do a breakout for your leaders, in the afternoon. I'll MC your panel towards the end of the day, and I'm happy. I'm going to stay that night anyway. So, I'm happy to do your awards dinner also. And here's what they say almost invariably. Oh my God, you would do all of that for no additional money? I said, no. I said, every other speaker we're talking to, they're like nickel and diming. It's like another $2,000 for this, another $3,000 for that. You would do all of that? I said, yeah, well, I'm there anyway. If I'm coming to Austin and I'm there at 9 a.m., trust me, I'm not going to be in Boston at 5 p.m. doing some other program. I'm going to be in Austin that day, that night, probably the next morning having breakfast at the hotel. Then I'm going to go to the airport. So that's number one. Number two is this follow-up, because here's the magic words, guys, for everybody. And I love what Don did. 30, 60, 90 days after. And by the way, brilliant pickup from, I saw this on this questionnaire. What if I did that for everybody? It's just genius. I love that thinking. But here's the magic words for you. Repetition, reinforcement application. This will help you sell books. This will help you sell webinars. This will help you sell follow-up coaching, group coaching. You're on the phone with the meeting planner, hopefully after they've already booked you. And you say, well, Susie, this is fantastic. We're having an awesome day together. I can't wait to get going. I got a question for you. What do you have planned for ongoing repetition, reinforcement, and application after our program is over? And most of these people go either, huh? Or they have no idea what you mean. Or they'll go, yeah, Don, I hadn't really thought about that. So then the follow-up question is, well, let me ask you this. How long would you like the impact of this meeting to last? And whenever you ask that question, they've only got two answers.
Yeah, I call that return on event.
Well, there you go. Right, exactly. They say, I want the impact to be forever, which is kind of naive, or I want the impact to be at least until next year's conference. So you say, okay, Diane, you know what? I'm good, but I'm not that good. I'm not that good because you know how this is going to go. And you know how this always goes. This is the whole sales script, by the way. You know how this goes. You know how this always goes. It's the day after they get home, they're going to be sucked right back into the tsunami of their work life. They're going to have 500 emails. They're going to have 17 meetings. They're going to be sucked right back in. So literally 3 days after the event, the way they're going to talk about me and all of your other speakers is, yeah, there was that guy and he talked about the thing. And that's it. A week later, they're going to forget that there was any speakers at all. And then 2 weeks later, they're going to forget that they attended an event. Like conference in Austin? What conference? Did I go to a conference? They're gone. They're gone. So you say, listen, Diane, I don't want this to happen to you. So I have some ideas for ongoing repetition, reinforcement, and application, meaning that if you truly want the impact of our program to last to next year's event, or heck, maybe even forever, how about we do a gift copy of my book for everyone? How about we do a monthly webinar series for everyone? How about we do what Don's doing, the 30, the 60, the 90-day follow-up? Either it's a short video, it's a tool, it's a PDF, it's maybe a conference like this. Imagine that you go to a conference, and it's a conference that's filled with decision makers or ideal prospects. And you say, hey, gang, by the way, before we leave, pop over to, this doesn't really exist, so don't go there. doitmarketing.com/free training, right? And what I'd like to do is, as a follow-up to our time together here at this conference, we are going to do a free training. It's totally closed, totally private, just for you guys here in the audience today. No one else will be there. It's a free follow-up training to make sure that all of these strategies, tactics, and tools stick and that they last. And I put this on my slide. I say, jot this down. doitmarketing.com/whatever, right? And that's a little lead capture page, lead pages, sign up page, whatever you have going on. Now, let's say 120 out of your 200 attendees just went on their smartphone. They just did that. Now, a week later, they get an email. Maybe in a few days later, they get an email. A week later, they get a PDF. 2 weeks later, they get a reminder. Hey, gang, 2 weeks. Don't forget, special web training. Mark your calendar, right? T-1 week. Hey, it's coming. Submit your questions. Can't wait. It's been 3 weeks since we were together in Austin. Webinar. Now you got 40 out of the 80 who signed up, or whatever the math was.
Sure.
You got 40 decision makers, VPs, directors, CEOs, and you got FaceTime with them like I have with you. Do you think there might be some spin-off business there?
Oh, yeah.
Do you think there might be some, I like this Don character. I'm liking this Joe. This Joe guy seems like a good guy. This Pat, we should bring her into our company. And you know, this Charles guy, he's a handsome, good-looking guy too. He should probably come in and do some work for us. This is a huge rapport-building, value-building, trust-building strategy. And what is it? It's literally 60 seconds of your presentation. It's not a pitch. It's a value add. It's a URL that they do right there on the phone before they get scattered and go back into monkey brain world. And they're saying, go to doitmarketing.com/free training just for you guys here at the American Plumbing Association. No one else is in on it. I'd like to make sure that I follow up with you so that you get the lasting, meaningful impact. And I would even say this from the stage so that when you go back, we all know you're going to get sucked back into that tsunami of daily craziness. I don't want that to happen to you. And when we were customizing this program, and make your meeting planner look great, when Susan and I were customizing this program, we said, what can we give folks to make sure that this conference, unlike previously, where you have the binder and it sits on the shelf and never to be seen again, what can we do to make sure our folks are successful when they get back home? What can we do to make sure our folks are successful when they get back home? And this is what Susan and I are doing for you, right? This is what Meeting Planner and I are doing for you. Now everyone's like, Susan, you're so awesome. Yeah. Susan, this was fantastic. Susan, I loved Pat's presentation. Susan, Mariah was the best speaker we ever had. And thank you for that follow-up training. They will thank you for your follow-up marketing. They will thank you for your follow-up marketing. I mean, it's just brilliant.
My tagline is, meeting managers and conference coordinators hire me to make them look like superstars, to help make them look like superstars. And that's the whole thing. You pull them in.
Right.
You make them look good, you look good.
Exactly right. And even
I had one follow-up question.
From the stage, not just, oh, hey, it was a great program. From the stage, give them a shout out.
Absolutely.
I love that. I love that.
I had a follow-up, David. I've been working with professional associations. I was in Vegas last week at a client appreciation event. One of the meeting planners I talked to, I said, which organization would I benefit from most? The meeting planners, the MPI, Meeting Planners International, or what's the other one?
ASAE?
No, that one is one. There's one that's just for association, CPMA.
Okay.
And he said, without hesitation, CPMA, they don't have the money that MPI does for speakers.
Interesting.
And I was wondering if you had any insight into that.
Well, it's, so MPI, which is actually meeting professionals, they take it very personally when you call them meeting planners, because that's the old name. But meeting planners, this is why this business is tricky, because people that have the job title often don't have the function. People that have the function of selecting speakers often don't have the job title. Yeah. So a meeting planner literally is someone that's doing the travel, the hotel, the venue, the flowers, the catering, the decor. If speaker selection is on their list at all, it's like number 17.
Right.
You're probably better off with a group like ASAE, which is the Association Executives. Yep. There's also HSMAI, which is the Hospitality Sales and Marketing Association International. That's quite a mouthful. So, that's the hotels and the convention centers and the venues getting together, and they often recommend speakers. So it's, what I would do before I join anything, I would attend a couple of local meetings and see the level of person that's there. It's usually going to be, and again, I'm not age biased, but I'm going to make an age biased statement right now. It's usually going to be that 25-year-old little Susie Cream Cheese bopping around, and she's going to be doing the decor and the flowers and, red tablecloths versus black tablecloths, and not really involved in speaker selection at all. Now, sometimes, right, your MPI chapter has higher level people where they are truly the folks who hire speakers, and then that's worth knowing. But, to say, well, let me join, and then it's the luck of the draw, I would attend before I join and really vet the group.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah. Very cool. We have time for probably one more question. One good one or two short ones or two good short ones.
This is Pat.
Hey, Pat, go ahead.
Hey, hopefully it's a short, but so I've been asked to be a moderator and wanted to hear from you in terms of, is there a different strategy around being a moderator because you're not keynoting? And actually, I've been asked to be a moderator several times for free. And
I'm a moderator like a panel.
Like a panel, like you said, MC the panel. Mm-hmm.
Right.
I'm really, really good at it. I should be paid for it. So
I like that attitude. So do you just show up, or is there some preparation?
Oh my God.
And do you have your own sort of custom format for the panel that you like to install as their system?
I have my process, my system. I do the pre-panel call. I've even vetted panelists for the panel. So I've pulled from my own network.
Okay.
Yeah. A lot of work, emails. Yeah.
Right. So two-part answer. One part I'm not going to rehash, but one part is they came to me, right? They asked me.
Right.
If you wanted to make this a significant part of your business, which I love, by the way, because panels generally suck. Panels are horrible. And if you can say, I'm going to come in, but you can't call it a panel. As soon as you call it a panel, it's like, we don't pay panel moderator. They're not going to pay that. You say, you know what? It's an on-stage talk show. It's an on-stage radio show. It's like, it's behind the scenes. It's kind of like watching, Jimmy Fallon or Jimmy Kimmel or your favorite Jimmy, Craig Ferguson, whomever, right? It's like a late night TV talk show. So I do it very interactive. I do it very entertaining. And it's very, very different than the string of boring talking heads. Now, in order for me to do that, I get paid $5,000. I get paid $7,000. I get, again, it's that statement, I get paid. I take care of everything. I take care of, I bring the panelists, I do the prep, we tie into your theme. This is just like having a 5-headed speaker, except it's me and 4 other heads, and I bring the whole show. You don't have to worry about a thing. So you give it a name, right? And so one person who does this really, really well is my client, Mary Foley, maryfoley.com. She's a fantastic speaker. And also she had a live land-based radio show, like not internet radio, but like land-based real radio for 5 years. And she did about 130 of these shows. And then what she does is it's an on-stage radio show with multiple guests. And she has this whole kind of panel format that she does. And, just like a speaker, there's 100 ways to be a compelling speaker. There's 100 ways to do a compelling panel. So we can't rip off what Mary Foley's doing, but look at the way that she's positioning her panel offering. And when she's hired, by, she lives in Richmond, Virginia. So some big companies there, Capital One, for example. Capital One brings her in, and it's like 7,500, 7,500, 7,500, 7,500, because they love this kind of panel format live radio talk show, on-stage radio talk show that she does. And it's very compelling. And she'll, sit down with the CEO. She'll sit down with some other people. She'll sit down with some of the speakers that are speaking either ahead or behind. And it's just very interactive. She has a tremendous amount of fun doing it, and she gets paid. But she doesn't. The last thing she does is call it a panel. Because call it a panel is like, we're not going to pay, But if it's something special and it takes the place of a plain, boring panel, they're going to jump all over it.
Great. And I'll just say last thing. So thank you for that. Because what I've heard from panelists and what I've heard from audiences is that this was the most interactive, engaging, informative that I've ever been to. Right?
Yeah. And that's your clue that you should be doing it.
Yeah. And I love it. So yeah.
Right.
So good. Thank you.
And Don asked a great question. Do the panelists get paid?
No, they don't. Yeah.
You get paid. And now, if you want to refer a panelist into this program, then we'll talk about how panelists get paid. I don't care about the panelists. I care about you.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. 6:29. Time for one more. See, the questions are always quick. It's not about you. It's about me. Can I give a 1-minute answer? The answer is probably not. But who'd like to ask maybe something that has a shot of a 1-minute answer? Anybody? People like, no, Newman can't give a 1-minute answer. It's not possible. It's not going to happen. I'm willing to give even a 3-minute answer. I can hang out for 3 extra minutes. Any final questions? Anything else I can help you guys with?
Check the chat group. There's a question in there from Justin.
Should I use my book to get speaking gigs with state associations? Is that the one? Is that the one that you saw, Allison? Okay. Yes. See, I did it. It's like, oh, I'm sorry. No, I forgot the word how. How should I use it? Should I use the book? Yeah, you should use the book. Let me tell you how to use the book to do anything. You want to send the book to a corporate CEO. You want to send the book to some big entrepreneur, some big executive. You want to send the book to a association executive director, meeting planner. Here's the deal. You guys see these? Magic. Go to Staples, get these little 3M Post-it flags that look like this. Take your book, peel off these little Post-it flags, about 5 of them should do the trick. Selectively put the 5 Post-it notes on 5 key chapter titles, chapter beginnings of your book. Chapter 3, chapter 7, chapter 9, chapter 12. Okay, got it. Because here's the deal. You send a book, no one's going to read your whole damn book. Your book could be awesome. No one's going to read your whole damn book. You say, Dear Bob, came across your association, realized that leadership is a key, let's say your book is on leadership. Leadership is a key component of what you like to share with your members. I've taken the liberty of flagging 5 key parts of my new book that may be of particular interest to your members and your attendees at your next convention. Please let me know if these resonate with you, and then let's hop on a phone call to see if we can customize a program based on those selections or other things that strike you from the content of my book. Now, all they're going to do is they're going to skim. So they're going to put, this is going on page 73, this is going on page 90, this is going on page 111, this is going on page 180. Okay, great. They flip through, right? You've endorsed the book, of course. So you say, dear Jim, hope you enjoy the book. Looking forward to our future collaborations. Hint, hint, right? And now you've taken the pressure off. They know that they don't have to read your whole book, and which is good because no one's going to read your whole book. But with the Post-it notes, you've given them the cheat sheet. Say, wow, this Justin's a really smart guy. Why leadership isn't for wimps. That was one of his Post-its. Leadership strategies, even if you're not a leader. Oh, that looks good. Leadership when everyone's in a team environment. Oh, God, yeah, we have that. Leadership for people who hate to lead. Oh, my goodness, that's great. Now, again, can they read those 5 pages? Sure they can. Will they be compelled? Will they be interested to call you back? I hope so. If your book is awesome, they will. If your book sucks, well, too bad. Your book shouldn't suck because no one's going to call you anyway. But these guys are lifesavers. And then you say, well, did those 5 sections that I highlighted for you, did they resonate? Yeah. What else resonated? Did you have a chance to skim the rest of the book, or do you want to flip to the table of contents? Yeah. Well, I love what you say here about everyone as a potential leader in waiting. So if we were to customize a program, this is called the assumptive sale. If we were to customize a program, would you want to make sure that we include that as well? Oh, yeah, totally. So when is your next meeting? I saw something's coming up in March in 2018. Is that your next meeting? No, we have a leadership meeting in December, and this might be perfect. Guys, you're in. You're a shoo-in. You know why? Because you made the book easy. Easy to read, easy to skim, easy to digest, and you had a client-centric and an audience-centric conversation. Here's what a lot of speakers do. They send the book with some little goofy note, and they go, here's a copy of my book. Call me if you want me to speak. Those books go in the trash. Those books go, at best, they go into some pile and send these to the local library for donations. When you say, let me make this easy for you, and let me have a client-centric, audience-centric, do you think your members would value this? Do you think your attendees would resonate with that? Do you think this is something that would add value to your next meeting? Oh, really? Well, when is your next meeting? And again, you did your homework because you're not an idiot. You did your homework, and you said, well, I saw on your website you got this thing in Vegas in March of 2018. Is that the very next meeting, or is there something sooner? Oh, there's something sooner. In fact, this would be perfect. That's how to use your book to directly book speaking gigs. I don't know how many more $1 million ideas I can throw in here with you guys, but that's enough. Go use those, make $1 million, and come back for the next bonus Q&A call. That's all I got. That's it. So you guys are fantastic. Have a great weekend. Have a great night. Well, I'll post the recording in the group so you can go back and grab the notes, or take some additional distinctions and sound bites and little script nuggets. And go make some money with this. Go make some money. That's why you're here. Ring the cash register. Make it happen. All right, gang. Thanks, everybody. See you next time.